Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over the new terms of service, bullet points, quick points. Okay, we're not going to go over all of the wording that they did put out there, but we're just going to kind of talk briefly about a few specific things, including how they did rip off people in Japan using remote raid passes for something that they were supposed to get and offered but would never receive. We're also going to be briefly talking about first the Go Battle League situation, the world champion coming out and really voicing his opinion on the whole thing about the lag and just how Go Battle League is just horrible in general right now. So we're going to start off with Go Battle League first, and then we're going to get into those other topics. Okay, so how's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing good. We're going to go a little bit scorched earth here, kind of like Butcher. Oi. So let's get into it. So as far as Go Battle League is concerned, I personally have been doing it ever since it's been here, right? Since day one I played. I was excited to play my next battles every day. I would stay up at midnight and do them right away. As the time went on, I personally just stopped really caring, and now it's to the point now to these days where I don't even do my battles some days. Some days I just completely skip it altogether. I would always think about, oh, I got to do my battles. I really want to do my battles. I got to get those points and rise up, and maybe I can, whatever. But now I just don't even care sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy battling and Go Battle League and everything, but it's to the point where it's so lagging, so screwed up. There's so many cheats as well that people are not talking about. Sometimes I just don't even care, right? So personally, when I went to the championships, lag, right, was supposed to be the issue. I technically should have won that, but lag came in there, and I'm not taking shots at anybody, okay? I'm just, you know how it is, I just speak my mind. And so I personally understand it's been there ever since the beginning, but it's gotten progressively worse as time has gone on, and I really do not understand what they're doing. Now, to close this out, I'm not going to harp on the Go Battle League too long here before we get into the terms and service things, but it seems like they just don't know what to do as far as fixing Go Battle League with all these errors. Again, it's not just the lag, okay? You have all those other cheats to consider as well, all right? I don't even know what's going on here, okay? So as far as that, I think it's so far gone. It's like a car that's been neglected for so long. One thing screws up, leads to another thing screwing up, leads to a permanent thing screwing up, leads to more damages, and before you know it, you can barely get half a mile down the street before it shuts down, because you either didn't change the oil, didn't get an oil change, and your rods are knocking and everything's screwed up. And at that point, the whole damn engine needs to be replaced. And that's what we're kind of looking at now. It looks like they're gonna have to replace the whole system, or at least shut it down and rework it from the ground up to figure out what's going on, if they even know what is going on. And I don't wanna actually put out that they're incompetent about it, but it feels like they are at this point if they haven't made a statement and or even tried to fix it. So that's where we're at for the Go Battle League. All right, moving on to the next topic here. We're going to be going over not quite the well, this is tying into this is going to tie into the terms of service, okay? So this all could be allegedly, except for the statement that I'm going to make here, but when it comes to the terms of service, to cover my ass, all right? So we seen a few class action lawsuits, okay? There was one where there was a younger person at the time, I don't know how old they are now, but they were trying to do a class action lawsuit stating that they were playing a gambling game and they spent this money and it's all, a gambling game. Yeah, it is a gambling game, but I'm not on their side when it comes to, oh, I need my money back because I spent money when I was younger and now I'm gonna do a class action lawsuit. That to me is BS. That is an idiotic American move to do. Okay, if you don't agree, that's fine. Other things that you can, potentially take them to court for, sure, but that, not so much. But then we have this little thing that popped up here. All right, I was scrolling through Twitter. Mystic7 said, what's going on with the new terms of service? And by the way, I have no beef with that guy. He's actually pretty chill. So somebody posted under his thing, somebody said they forgot to activate the special background on the 13th when the beast balls and the remote raid passes were used, at least in Japan. And people are asking for the apology and asking, what is going on, and maybe can we get a refund? And it looks like instead of even making a statement for this, Niantic, with what they went and did was make a whole new terms of service. Now, is this applying specifically because of the people in Japan were kind of getting a little bit of an uproar? So they're kind of like, oh, let's put out a whole new terms of service because of that? Not necessarily. I think it was a build up to this point, and they were kind of like, let's pull the trigger right now. So what they were facing is, to clear this up, you were supposed to have a special background when you rated these Ultra Beasts during this particular time. And when you're using your damn remote raid passes that are costing so much and you're not getting what you wanted, for instance, when they forget to turn on the shinies, yeah, they do that. They forget to turn on the shinies, and you're out there raiding and spending money. Oh, sorry, trainers, we give you 3 passes back. It's like, bro, I just spent like $50 trying to find this shiny, and you're gonna give me a remote raid pass back? So that's where we're at with this. Another screw up and another non-apology from Niantic, and showing little to no compassion, or should I say zero at all at this point, for the people that are very loyal to their game. So this could have been one of the lead ups to pull the trigger sooner than later as far as these terms and service. All right, there you go. There's that part. Let's move on. Again, these are going to be bullet points. I'm going to be very brief here. I don't want to go read through the whole clause because golly, it's stupid amounts, all right? No refunds. Okay, so they're covering their asses. Again, we went over the whole class action lawsuit. All this is allegedly, okay, potentially, okay. And they're just putting this in place so that you cannot join a class action lawsuit. Now, there is something that you could do to opt out of this. I don't know how effective that is. And I personally am not going to do it because I don't know if Niantic is going to take retaliation on your account for doing such a thing. You're like, what do you mean by that? They can lower the rates, make it so your account doesn't find anything great. And if you think, oh, that's a little conspiratorial, okay, yeah, maybe a little bit, but we know from data mine several years back that they have control over every individual aspect of each person's account. They actually added that in, not from when the game was released, but at a later time, so that they control the shiny rates, what you find, everything, okay? So I don't know, better stay in line or you get punished. So no refunds. We know they're covering their butt here because of all the things that we've seen happen. So if you purchase something, say you purchase $100 worth of Pokecoins, you accidentally purchase it again for whatever reason, then you're kind of crap out of luck. Now, if somebody, like a kid, gets into your account and starts purchasing Pokecoins, that's on you, okay? Come on, you can't blame Niantic for that. Put passcodes, lock your phone, don't let them use your phone. Oh, my phone was left out, I was playing Pokemon Go, was sitting on the counter, and the game was open, and it takes like 10 minutes for it to lock. Okay, and then my kid got into it, or a kid got into it, and then they purchase a bunch of things in the shop. Well, you gotta be more cautious and more aware, and sometimes life happens. So no more refunds. Not that they ever did refunds, I don't think, but they're just putting that in stone to make sure you can't do anything. Data tracking, gosh damn, I went over the whole thing and it was ridiculous. There is so much there on the list, paragraph after paragraph of them going over how they're going to be tracking your data and how they're making it kind of seem like they're good. We're only tracking particular things, and there's something that even tracks your cookies in your browser. So this is potentially for tracking unwarranted software that you're not supposed to be using with Pokemon Go, and they're just making sure you are not using that, as well as data to make your gameplay more better experience for you to play. Okay, right? We already know the BS. They bring out somebody to do a whole little PR campaign and talking about how they don't track your data. Now they track your data. What the frick is it? Okay, all right. Next one is going to be removal of events. Okay, without notice or anything like that. So essentially, you purchase a GoFest ticket for whatever place in the world, okay? You buy your plane ticket, you set up your hotel and everything, and then when you get there, you're denied access. Now, granted, something's probably gonna have to be warranted for you to be denied access into this event, but they can not allow you in at any point in time if they do not want you to for whatever event without any notice or without any obligation to tell you so. So there is that as well on the table. All right, now this next one I do believe has something to do with the avatar clothes and that whole thing, okay? So we also have to consider that. Remember how we kind of wanted a refund on some of the clothes, or at least most of the clothes that are going to be altered with this new avatar update? Because when you do purchase things in a video game, a particular thing that your character wears, those things never change. You purchase it because you like the way it looks, right? Okay, so they have been altered because now they're, the whole thing looks different. For instance, the level 50 jacket looks like you have a chest, and that's just the way it is. Now you pick a certain pose and that's going to make it look a little bit better, but for some poses it looks like you have a chest still, even though you have the chest slider all the way down, which is just absolutely weird. So I feel like they're covering their butts when it comes down to this. They're going to be able to change change the goods and change the prices at any time that they want without no obligation or telling you so, okay? So that's another thing. It's literally they're covering every point that we've had an issue with and uproar as a community as a whole. It seems like they went and put in all of these new terms of service for each one of those concerns that we did had. So instead of going out and saying, oh yeah, we understand your frustration and look, we'll work with you in this situation, instead of doing that and kind of trying to make things a little bit better, what they've went and done is just made a whole new terms of service to kind of shut us down and shut us up and make sure that they're not liable for anything that's going to go forth in the future. So where are we at? That is this what we're dealing with here? So instead of somebody who wants to talk it out, we're just gonna have them put the iron fist down and say shut up, or we'll delete your account. We've been over this before. We have already talked about this. When it comes to these new online games that are solely on a server, you owe nothing, okay? And it's crazy too, because we're at a time where we're spending more money on these games than ever. So for instance, I buy a Nintendo 64 game. All right, all my data's on there. It's my physical copy. Nothing's gonna happen to it unless, I don't know, I drop it in water or something, right? All that information, all that data is mine. But when it comes to these new games, we're spending thousands of dollars and we still own nothing, as opposed to paying $60 and you keep it forever. This is why I love physical media. You can't, this is nuts, okay? Can't sue them, allegedly, okay? So yeah, it looks like we're all opting out to be able to be part of a class action lawsuit within this game. So I never was going to be, never wanted to be. I don't care about receiving $20, you know, after they sue for millions and they distribute the money to every individual. Like, here's your $20, Timmy. Don't care, but that is in there. Again, they're covering their asses, okay? Yeah. It's just unbelievable at this point. So when it comes down to it, that's pretty much what I really wanted to talk about. The new terms of service, I know it was very brief. I'm not getting too specific on things here. I don't want to get too technical. I just kind of want to just get it over with really quick and talk about these things very briefly. And as we know, here's the thing. I kind of talk about these things all the time already on my channel. It's like, you know, we already go into this. And I know a lot of people want to be positive and always want to be happy, but sometimes you need somebody with a little bit of aggression and frustration and righteous anger to come forth and actually speak your freaking mind, because everybody's so freaking passive nowadays. But, you know, that's where we're at, folks. It seems like they collect so much. You know how much money they made off of this last GoFest? I mean, they make so much money, and I do not know how much it costs to run the servers and pay their employees and every other expense that they have in between, but I'm sure it's well over what they're making, and they're doing perfectly fine. I mean, crying out loud, from the period of 2020 to 2022, they were making astronomical amounts of money. Even before that point, they're perfectly fine. Now, we do not know how much is going to the Pokemon Company or what other companies in between, but I'm sure it's well enough to distribute between all of them, and I'm sure there's contracts that say you go, oh, it's this percent, you make, you know, $5 billion, $1 billion, Dr. Evil style, and they get a certain percentage. I don't know, but I feel like they're still well funded and they should be able to come forth and fix a lot of these things. But not only that, have a good PR team to actually communicate with the public. Yes, Twitter is a stupid place. Twitter has a bunch of dummies, losers, brain dead idiots who are sitting on their ass all day and complaining and acting like tough people. And I understand that they're probably getting annoyed by all these idiots who are running their mouth about them, on top of being sued in class action lawsuits for the most ridiculous things. Some of them, that they're to the point where they just don't care, because there was a time where they were trying to actually talk to us. We're going to open up. We're going to be more open. We're going to communicate with you more. We're going to, you know, bring forth the whole developer diaries. All that fell on on its face. Why? You know why? Because they don't care. It was just to appease us for a minute. Oh, the dummies are calmed down now? Okay, great. Back to our old ways. You know, that's what we're at. That's where we're at here with this, okay? So, yeah, I could go over a lot more, you know, data tracking. I mean, what should I say? They can say whatever they want at this point. They put it in the little terms of service. You agree. If you don't care or you don't agree, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's their game. Everything on your account is theirs too. Not only that, but you're giving them your money and it's still not yours. And they can remove you and take you out for no other reason but because they want to, and quite literally, there's nothing you can do. You're not going to be able to go to some court. Oh, Niantic took my account. Oh, I want to sue it. Take it back. You're done. It's over. You can't go against these titans with all these terms of service. It's over. They just put it in clad. So there you have it. This is one of the most, I don't know if scummy is the right word, but just passive aggressive companies I've ever seen ever. It is absolutely insane. I remember playing games online, and if something was to go wrong or if there was some sort of an error or glitch that was continuously happening, this company would put out a statement saying we're working on it, or we're going to have to shut this down for X amount of days before it's going to be available for the public again because we're working on these issues that you were all concerned about. But Niantic makes no efforts. No efforts. Makeup day for Rayquaza? What are they going to do? Another Elite Raid? Are you kidding me? They do these things out of spite. Oh my goodness. But they're just trying to get us out to play with each other. Okay, make it a raid day, not an elite raid day. Okay, it's little things like that that make no freaking sense, that are catering to obviously the cash cows of the game. Well, I guess elite raids are really a cash cow thing, so I'm kind of a little ass backwards on that. But you see what I'm saying, okay? Anyways, folks, ramble over. I guess it's not really, kind of a rambling person. And, you know, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Yes, I could have got a little bit more in depth, but that's how we do it over here. We just brush over it very quickly in the Poke style. Thank you very much. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.